Hey Joshua, howdy. Howdy. How you guys doing? Hi there. Hi Batu. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope everyone's year is going well so far. That was still very early on in the year, but yeah. My New Year, I guess so far so good. Of course, I'll tell you all about my experience New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. That's why we're all here. Yeah, it's been very very nippy so far, very brisk and cold. Yep. Yeah, a lot of that in December was way below average, very very cold, um, and now it's carried over into January. But 'tis the season. Okay, Kevin. I just wasn't sure if I should, say that name here or not. But since I got your official approval, I'll go ahead and commence with that. Can't believe it's 20. Yeah, another year already. 2026. Yep, year of the horse, mind you. That's what I hear from the, of course, the Chinese zodiac. Similar to the Western zodiac, yeah, it's 12 signs, 12 different animals, and instead of going by month like the Western zodiac, and it's not specifically a month, like kind of they straddle 2 months. Like the Chinese zodiac is the cycle of every 12 years. So yeah, you can have your horse, your dragon. There's like ox, I think there is, or rat. So monkey, yeah. Josh said, I had a good time on New Year's Day. I made an intro and posted it on my YouTube channel since it's summer in my country. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Down there, it's summertime. Hi there. Unfortunately, I can't read your name. Yeah, different characters, but hi. Yeah, horse is your favorite animal. Good choice. Alrighty, without further ado, howdy everyone. This is Stalkaz, the Stallion. Good to see you guys here. Uh, this is my Tales for Tales from New Year's Furry Ball 2026 recap stream. So, yeah, this is the third time now going to this event. It's hosted by the First State, FURST, get it? Which is in Delaware. And if you know your history, Delaware is the first state in the United States, the first to ratify the Constitution, December 7th, 1787. Pennsylvania, where I live, by the way, is the second state, ratified 5 days later, December 12th of 1787. So don't worry, there's not going to be a pop quiz at the end, so you don't have to remember those dates. But anyway, some fun trivia there. So I'm not exactly sure. I'm kicking myself for not doing research. I forget how many years now this has been run. I believe it started actually in Pennsylvania, so like in suburban Philadelphia, and then moved down to Delaware. And it's been running for a number of years. And Firstivus, I think it was called Firstivus back in the day. Don't fact check me on that. I just kind of think about this on the fly. So anywho, yeah, it's like I said, third year now doing this event. Regrettably, I wish I would have done it sooner. Just never came into my mind. So the last 2 years it was held in Newark, Delaware, at the embassy, and I love that venue so much. It was almost custom built just for this event. It's like a square hotel. big open atrium, the rooms all around, and like each of the rooms like a big picture window. And if you guys have seen my previous streams or anyone else's footage, uh, people would put their fursuit heads like on like the footstool, whatever, or bench, whatever, and in the picture window. And then it's like, and then it would bring like LED lights, a whole bunch of other, you know, stuff and trinkets and doodads, and it's really cool. And like I would go around and take video footage of all that, so it was really cool. So this year's event, it was relocated to Wilmington at the DoubleTree, just north of the city off of Route 202, just a couple miles south of the Pennsylvania border. So unfortunately, because of the layout, it's a traditional style hotel, for lack of a better term. So no picture windows or anything like that. I'm not exactly sure the reason for the relocation. Maybe it was for size, because it's, you know, every year it grows bigger and bigger. So in any event, so let's see what we got here. Furry ball. I bet it was fun. Yes and no, and of course I'll get into the details. You can say I had a ball. So, alrighty, let's see. Before I shoot myself and get into the pictures, I'm actually gonna go ahead and jump the gun and show you some of my souvenirs. So, well, first off, I've had these shades for quite a while. These are my sunglasses, yeah, from fursuitglasses.com. Highly recommend for those who don't know their own line. Obviously, it's called fursuitglasses.com. That's their URL. Highly recommend. Good, you know, the prices are reasonable. Good quality material. They have different styles. Pardon the intro. I mean, the commercial, not sponsored, but yeah. So like they have like standard size frames. They have like round frames, like the custom ones with the lines going through, and also the lenses are magnetic. So these are the shades. You could get a clear, different style lenses as well. They snap in and out with magnets. So I was wearing this on and off. It, as you could probably guess, the visibility, it does hamper the visibility and your vision. So I don't. A lot of times I wear it like with above my head, so I could actually see. And then for pictures, I try to remember to put them down. And then for the big group picture, I did put these down. Yeah. So this is my party outfit. So, and then I got my Stalkaz LED badge at Anthrocon, this past Anthrocon in July in Pittsburgh. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Yep, so here's my LED badge. And the cool thing is there's an app you could download on your phone, and you could change like the wording, like there's different settings like a marquee, animations, whatever. So yeah, I really like this. It's, you know, USB chargeable. And then here's the New Year's Furry Ball badge. Of course, this is your admission ticket when you register. So this is their mascot. Unfortunately, for the third year in a row now, I failed to look up what the name of the character is and whatnot. But anyway, so yeah, there's the character. This year's theme is Mega Mall. Mega Mall shopping spree. And I know that because here's the handy dandy comic book, also you get registration. I knew it was like mall related. Like, of course, just like any other con, every year there's a specific theme. So this year's theme is it has to do with like a shopping mall. And ironic it is because of its location. It's right next door to the Concord Mall, or the Concord, I don't know how you pronounce it, which is a shopping mall right next door. So that's kind of interesting there. Oh, you're watching from Peru, Josh. Cool. Yeah. Alrighty. So the one thing missing, you probably can notice I'm not showing one thing. This guy right here. My Stalkaz badge, because I forgot to bring it yet again. The second time now, strike two for me. Now, in my defense, I have a really good justification. So let me shrink myself, and let's get into the pictures. Alrighty. So I guess it would help if I grab the right window. Here we go. Let's see if I can make this full screen. There we go. I just want to check through real quick before we continue. Alrighty, we're good. Okay. So, Tales from Year's Furry Ball 2026. Yep. This, of course, I double dipped. I drew the Stalkaz sticker, with the party hat and champagne. This is from last year, but I decided to reuse it again because it's my art and I can do whatever I want. So, ha. Rather than reinventing the wheel. So, hey, David. Year's Furry Ball 2026. Okay, so I was just trying to get my bearings. I want to make sure I want to be as chronologically accurate as possible, and try not to leave anything out or miss anything. So bear with me. Alright, so right off the bat, this is like literally the last picture I took. This is the New Year's morning right before leaving. So here's a picture of the hotel, the DoubleTree. Right there. Nice sunny morning, but don't let that fool you because we woke up to a big surprise. Apparently there was a mini snowstorm overnight, so like there was snow on the ground, but like they're out and like the roads and parking lot were all clear by the time I left. So anyway, so yeah, so there you go. There's a shot of the hotel. Alrighty, so before I proceed any farther, let's start with this. Let's start the ball rolling with the actual story. So New Year's Eve, December 31st of 2025, I had to unfortunately report to work just because of scheduling, staffing, and whatnot. Won't get into too much detail. So I was hoping to get out at 3 o'clock. The supervisor was hoping was targeting that, but unfortunately due to the staffing and the omnipresent work and just a heavy workload that kept coming in and coming in, despite my best efforts, despite everyone's best efforts, we weren't able to leave until 4:30. So much to my chagrin, it was a lot later than I would have liked to. I think last year I left like either 3 or 3:30. So rip me for that. In the future, I'm gonna put in and request time like the whole day off so I can get there sooner. Possibly do the whole 2 days because this actually starts on December 30th. So it's actually a 2-day event. So yeah, lesson learned there. Hi, Furry. Good to see you. So yeah, put in full day of work. Oh yeah, and then this is the third time now. All 3 times I'm roomed with Trip, super awesome guy, cool bean. Yeah, so always looking forward to be him. Meet everyone else that I know, and so he got there earlier, of course. And so he was kind of like chilling, hanging out. I was keeping him updated with like my work schedule. It was like what's up in the air. We didn't know when we're gonna get off work, whatever. So eventually, I kind of felt bad for making him like wait around to get the room because it was under my name. So then I regret not thinking of this first. So he asked if I could like update the reservation to include his name so he can get checked in and all that. So I ended up having to call them, and they were super chill about that and accommodating. So he was able to get checked in, and so 4:30 the dot. I was scrambling around, kind of like Home Alone, the morning where they sleep in or all racing around. I was like kind of like me at 4:30 because I was scrambling around, and of course I forgot this guy. So this is my defense, was discombobulated, rushing. So I forgot this guy, shame on me, bad. But worst things have happened. So anywho, so threw everything in the car, stepped on it, hit the road. Surprisingly, I'm not a big fan of driving at night, but it wasn't too bad. It was still kind of like twilightish. And surprisingly, traffic wasn't bad at all. I mean, I made really good timing despite me hitting almost every red light. But, got down there, smooth sailing. The nice thing is, though, since it's a different location, rather than taking the serpentine, windy route of 896 down to Newark, I went down to Gap, Lancaster County, and then hit Route 41. And that's one of the few nicer roads in the state of Pennsylvania. And then it's pretty much a straight line all the way down toward Wilmington. And then I won't break too much about the details. Then I would take Route 48 east towards the city, and then 141 north. I kind of think of like a roundabout way, just because the hotel's off to the right, and you can't make a turn from the left. It's complicated, but I just would cycle that way, 141, and then 202 come up from the south, and then coming back, I continue to do 202 north to Route 1, So and like in the Brandywine Valley, went by Longwood Gardens, really nice botanical garden there, in the state of Pennsylvania. But anyway. Maybe some TMI there, but I'm a road geek. I like highways and all that. So anyway, so I made really, really good timing. I got there, I found the place without any issues, and so I went in. Couldn't find a parking space anywhere. I kept circling the front lot, to no avail. Went to the back lot, circled, nothing. And then finally in the corner of my eye, that's when I saw like the Concord Mall off to the side, and I saw like there's parking spaces there. and it just dawned on me I recall seeing online that was available for overflow parking. So I was able to I wrapped around and was able to finally get a parking space. So at this point, not a happy camper for staying late for work, and then and then the parking situation, and so I rush. And I also feel bad for a trip. I was hate having to make him wait, but anyway. So I rushed into the hotel. Of course, this is a brand new hotel I've never been to before, so had no idea where I was going. So I get there, I'm like looking around, like where am I going? Where am I going? And here, see, I was in the back. If you come in from the rear, which I was, it's the lower lobby, which is below the main lobby. So thankfully, people were pointing me where to go. So I went upstairs to the main lobby where the desk is. I messaged Trip. He came down, gave me a key, showed me where our room is. So yeah, I got there. Yeah, I just kind of got settled and situated. So it was kind of like rush, rush, rush. It was kind of like the theme, the tempo of the con, and that's why I said lesson learned next year. I'm definitely gonna ask it for the entire day off. Maybe get there the night before, just because it's just the whole event seemed rushed. So yeah, I dropped off all my stuff. Yeah, just make sure I'm not missing any chat. So dropped off my stuff, yeah, and then I went down to registration. I was literally the only person in the room, really attending in the room at the time because of latecomer, fashionably late, right? Got my badge, got my book, yeah, and then I started going around and recording. Oh yeah, okay. So let's get back to the picture. So yeah, obviously this is the room. There's my Stalkaz head, obviously. All right, and then here's yours truly with Trip. Yep, my roommate. Super cool being and very cute, and he might deny it, but it's true. He's cute. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Yeah. Yeah, I got registered and then came back to the room, and then his head was already there, so I figured, hey, I'll put mine next to it and take a picture, because why not?
This lightning flash.
Start recording already. Yeah, there's lightning flash. He made his own fursuit, of course, like an MLP style persona. Awesome LED lights, squeakers. Yeah, super awesome guy. Yep. So I had it already, taking video footage. All right, so there you see again. There's the badge, the comic book. Not my Stalkaz badge because it was right here, slapped to this wall. All right, so this is in the lower lobby. So obviously, as you can see, the sign, the registration is to the left. This year they had a panel room, which is to the right. I did not attempt any panels just because of my limited time and all that. Yeah, a lot of variety there. Like, so they had panels all day the previous day and the 30th, as well as all day this day and the 31st. And then straight back there in the hallway is the calm or quiet room, as the name, and of course self-explanatory there. So here's a peek inside the panel room. And then the person up there at the very back, this Mother Inferior, aka Osiris, they're also staff at Philadelphia. Very eccentric personality, very high energy, and they're charged with running like the charity raffle every year at Philadelphia. Yeah, definitely a character. There's, of course, the sign of the calm room. All right, there's a sign for charity. That's like right outside the main events room on the main level of the lobby. Now, before I get too much into it, yeah, so this venue, there's more space in terms of the different rooms, but in terms of like the actual cons, like the lobby area and where people congregate, it was kind of compact and limited compared to like the old venue at the Embassy in Newark. So it didn't really, it was felt more like an actual con rather than like a glorified party or meetup. So it had its pros and cons. And like that's like the one drawback was like the lobby was kind of cramped and crowded, so that was like a different vibe, but yeah. So and then of course the lack of like the picture windows and all that. So here, okay, so here's the table with all the different prizes that are part of the charity raffle and all that. And then there's different signs throughout, like the 6-2-1 rule. Like this. Get at least 6 hours of sleep, 2 showers or 2 meals a day, 1 shower. Yeah, and it tells about you like it's for shooting, like avoid like heat stroke and all that. And you know, good pointers. All right, here's a peek inside. This is the main events room, and this is multi-purpose. Because I saw ahead, and I peeked ahead in the schedule. Apparently, the previous day they actually had the opening ceremony in there, and then this is like pretty much right after I got registered. So this is around like the 6 o'clock hour. So during this hour is when they had their the dinner. Now, in previous years, all attendees were able to get the buffet dinner, but just for whatever reason, the dinner this time was only available for like dealers, like super sponsors, and this and that. But for me, it didn't really matter anyway, because we got there like shortly after 6 p.m. and I wanted to spend as much time as possible doing furry stuff. So that was all right that I didn't get the meal. But yeah, there's a peek inside there. And then also later on, this functions as like the room for like they do the charity raffle, and then they do the group photo, which you'll see later on, and then finally, last but not least, of course, they do the dance, aka the rave in here. So when you say multi-purpose or main events, it really is like where all the big stuff happens. Hey, mascot, good to see you. Random video footage. Right outside the main events room is right off the right. There's Star, by the way. See him all the time in Philadelphia. Love him. Super sweet guy. There's that bubble stand again. I see that all the time in Philadelphia. So I kind of consider New Year's Furry Ball kind of like Philadelphia Light, so to speak. Kind of like a smaller version, and like a lot of the same staff from Philadelphia is staff in New Year's Furry Ball, and of course the close proximity as well. Like for instance, Drain, who's the chair of Philadelphia, he's like the director of like the AV audiovisual here at New Year's Furry Ball. So, and then I like a lot of the people that I hang out or meet at Philadelphia are here, so that's always a plus. YMCA. Hopefully I don't get demonetized, or not demonetized, I'm not monetized, but copyrighted. Circle suit, yeah, I see that circle suit. And he said one that life-size Nutcracker statue by the desk. Like when I'm in fursuit, every time I see that, I keep thinking it's like a real person, and I had to do like a double take because it's so big. Hey Max, good to see you here. Yeah, sorry, I kept having to do a double take because I kept thinking it was a real person. But yeah, YMCA, Village People Classic. So yeah, just wandering around, and then see like the dealer's stand was closed at 1 hour because like they're having their dinner, and then they're gonna reopen at 7. So I got there like right before they reopened, so I was just waiting around for that to open. Voila, there you see the dealer's den. Bigger than it was last year because it had a bigger room. Lots of cool stuff. Like I didn't get anything, just went around, just taking some footage of what they had to offer. The con store's off to the immediate left there, and then Chris showed all the merchandise, and then dealers throughout. And then this one dealer specifically, and unfortunately I couldn't catch the name. It's on their website. They have all the information. But I saw like the model trains there. They had a nice train display for all you real furs out there. This one's for you. So there you go. And it's nice that, you know, just like with the old venue, they leave their Christmas decorations up, you know, because New Year's is still like part of the holiday season. So obviously there's a Christmas tree. This is the one in the dealer's den. There's the one there at, you know, at the front desk too, and throughout. I love, you know, I myself keep my Christmas decorations long after New Year's. I usually take it down like mid-January just to, you know, just something, because like when you take all your decorations down, it's kind of empty and just drab, and you know, just I like to keep them up as long as possible. All right, here's video footage of the dealer's den. I try not to be too intrusive. I always feel a little guilty when I go around video recording, but yeah, I just want to capture the memories and all that.
I'm not stressed actually. I'm like,
Yeah, there's the con store with all the merch.
oh, it's from this table.
Can I put these behind the table then? Just because I really want to grab some of these before
I've noticed that they have, most of the dealers are ones I've never heard of before. Like most of the time, like they're dealers you see like in Philadelphia or other local cons, but yeah, there's like a variety of stuff there. There's the booth with the trains, the dealer with the trains.
Trains on.
I never wear a puppy dress. I looked at us, I was like, this is the first dress I have bought.
And then apparently
It's funny because like if you see my Philadelphia footage, either the live stream or the con video, I was like, this is the biggest dealers that there is in the whole fandom because it's the largest furry convention in the world, and then like it just goes on forever. I go up and down every aisle to make sure I get everything. That footage took forever.
You're welcome.
Alright, so that's the dealer's den. So yeah, so I went around and did that, and then I'm pretty much right after that I rushed back to my room to get suited up, and again because of time constraints, I didn't get to spend that much time in suit, but it was still nice though. And Doc says, watch a video about the bog bodies from the age in Northern Europe, from Ireland, Germany, and Denmark. Okay, not quite sure what that means. Headless Lounge. So there's a sign for it. Obviously, I'm not gonna take a picture of the Headless Lounge because it's universal law or universal principle to don't take pictures of videos because like people, the fursuiters have their heads off for the rest and all that. So that's a courtesy to everyone. And then downstairs, the lower lobby is the game room. So the one room was like traditional board games and all that, which I'll show you. Yep, this is the room with the board games and all that and cards, and then right next door is like for like all the video game stuff. Yep, so then this is the room with all the video games. All right, and then here's yeah, this is the back entrance where I came in, from the rear parking lot. So here's a handful of dapper celebrants, aka attendees. Fortunately, I didn't catch any of their names, but yeah, very very dressed up. And this, by the way, is the area where there's a line for the photo shoot, and then I'll show you that later on. Yeah, like so, like they did this photo shoot, like for all attendees, they get pictures. Wasn't able to I didn't see the link for the gallery, so I'm not sure if they're available or not. But it's nice that they offered that service. So yeah, so we had to wait in line for that. So this is taken by Skeptic the Wolf, photographer. So yep. Picture of yours truly. My fur's a little disheveled. I thought I brushed it well enough, but apparently I didn't. And it's kind of funny because like when I was posing for the photo shoot, the one photographer actually brushed me a little bit. It's like normally I'm more well groomed than that, but oh well. All right, so then of course straight back there's the rear entrance where the dapper furries were. And then ears, you can see the ears. Portrait Studios kind of play words from Sears, R.I.P. Sears, by the way. They're no longer around, no longer with us, department store. But it's common, like they're known for like having photography, like for portraits and all that. So off to the left there is where the photography area was for the photo shoot. All right, so then this is one of the poses I took. So like the one guy was there with like a binder of all the different like pictures of all the different poses. And I chose this one to do, and then there's also a freestyle, which was one of my choosing. And so So there I am doing a pose. Look, this isn't the official picture. This is like Chevron the Wolf, a friend of mine, was there on on the ramp, and he said I was looking good and this and that, and then he decided to take his own picture of me there. So, it's, yeah. So I did that pose, and then another pose was me like standing up, and like I had the shades on, but then what I would like I lift up over eyes, like hold it like kind of like this kind of pose. Yeah. So I did that pose as well. All right, here's another peek into the main events room, and then this is after the room cleared out from the dinner, and then so yeah, just a check, just a peek of what the room looks like. All right, speaking of Chevron, there he is. Yep, Chevron Wolf, nice guy. Yeah, run him all the time, like here. Run him all the time in Philadelphia and Antercon. Yeah. All right, there's Star off to the right, another friend of mine. And then I'm not quite sure who the suitor on the left is, but I always love seeing Star. Nice guy. All right, and then here's Drain in his newer fursuit. Yeah. I keep forgetting the name of this. It's like, it's not kimono. It's like another Japanese style, like hikaretsu or whatever. Forgive me for butchering it. Oh, yeah, I love the suit. Yeah, so. Yep, there he is posing for me. There's Captain Steve, another familiar face. See all the time in Philadelphia. Super nice person as well. And then here we have Lint and Light Fire Dragon. Lint made both his and his boyfriend's suits. Super nice guy. Again, it's a common theme, and suit obviously has mad talent, crazy talent with the suits. And so yeah, there they are posing, and yeah, here's another picture. And here's Eric Decat, another familiar face. He recently got his suit there. Yep. If I stood next to him for the group picture. There's Taylor. You guys probably recognize him. Yeah, I love his fursuit. Very cute. I saw Astra too. Unfortunately, I was in a position to take a picture, and he was carrying his fursuit head in his hand. So obviously, you know, it's not the optimal Kodak moment for that. So, and I didn't see him the rest of the con. Yeah. And as far as also another familiar face is Avala the Dragon, bumping it all the time here for Philadelphia after con. The only time I saw Avala was right after the first group photo was taken. So yeah, no footage of that. But I did get my obligatory hug from him, so at least I got that going. This is Orin the Oryx. And here we have Enzo, aka Winston. Running him here. And Antercon, Philadelphia, again, another trend. See another pattern. And it's a cool, like the monarch butterfly tiger fursuit. Yeah. And here is Tegon, pardon me for if I don't know the pronunciation. Cool dragon suit. Yep. And oh shoot, what is? Yeah, I recently met him. I forget the name, and forgive me for not remembering the name, but yeah, as you can notice, they're wearing the Aggie paws, like the stockings and the armors. I myself, I have quite a few of them as well. I love Aggie paws. Again, another shameless promo, or not shameless promo, but like kind of like a non-sponsored ad. So Aggie paws, they're from Australia. They make like the thigh highs and arm warmers and some other stuff, and really good quality stuff. And the prices are very reasonable. So highly, if you're in that kind of stuff, check it out. And they're comfy to wear too, by the way. Very comfy. All different colors and patterns and stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't catch their name, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Just it's there. Bubbles with the magic wand. With the dance underway. Okay, so yeah, so before I got too far ahead of myself, let me continue with the story. So yeah, so I was in suit, went around a little bit, and then I got in that line for the photo shoot. That took a little bit of time. The line itself was kind of moving at a glacial pace, even though it wasn't that long a line. But anyway, so I got my photos done, and then went back to the room, desuited, freshened up. And I came back down in my my I guess rave gear, for lack of a better term. You know, just the rest of the night, just the party, and then so I went around, and then no, before I did all that, I did the first photo. That's right. I'm skipping stuff. So before, yeah. So after my own photo shoot, then I went toward the main events hall. Wait around for the group photo, which you'll see in a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of out of order, but anyway. And kudos, props to like the photographer a lot, because like we didn't have to wait hardly at all, like compared to like other cons. So we went in there, they had like blue lines for us to stand behind. Like I was trying to get a good spot. But unfortunately, due to my height, because I'm tall, they told me to go back. So I'm thinking I have the group photo included here. But in any event, you could see my head, but it's really hard because, of course, brown's a neutral color, and I have my shades down, so you couldn't see the whites of my eyes. But you know, at least I wasn't suffering. Like we were in there a little more than like 10 minutes maybe. So it was very, very quick. So then after that, I went to the room, freshed it up, and then came out of my rave attire or whatever. And then yeah, so let's see. Yeah, there's a table with the champagne glasses. Of course, you give a toast and down the hatch after New Year's is rung in. I see Joshua. Yeah, no, as you saw in that video footage, that was like the main area, like the main lobby area. So like it's very limited compared to the old venue. Yeah. It's inside the rave. And then one person was handing out glow sticks, which is cool. Yeah, so it's quite a few people, and then like right around like midnight, it's like wall to wall, shoulder to shoulder people. So it got kind of crowded in there, but hey, that's what parties are all about. Just think of right after midnight, yeah. Or this is before midnight. I think it was like right before midnight. nice change of pace. Like they have the rave house music in the main area, and then out here in the lobby, a nice like jazzy sort of samba, whatever you want to call it, laid back stuff out here. So. This Linden light. Another shot of the main ballroom area. This is prior to New Year's midnight. Love the Protogen. The one actually says Happy New Year. Like the visor itself actually LEDs actually say Happy New Year on it. This is I think right after they announced the new year. I have plenty of footage of the countdown and all that, so don't worry. Here we go.
Put my backpack down. Put my backpack down.
New Year's, how we feeling tonight? Me too, I cannot wait to be done with 2025.
Yeah, that's Brain speaking, by the way.
Unfortunately, we have less than 3 minutes to wait. Everyone, don't go anywhere. Continue to dance your butts off for the next 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And we'll be counting down as we go. Play something good. What do we got?
This is about to drop and it's gonna be insane. It's gonna drop and you're gonna lose your fucking minds.
Spoiler alert, they're not going to play Old Lang Syne. A little bit of a bummer you don't play that, but you know, I've heard it a million times before.
We have just 60 seconds left of 2025.
Lock in. Lock in.
Bringing in the new year strong.
Yeah, it's understandable. Yeah. I miss the older
And
place.
once we drop this thing, don't you guys leave. We have some very important words from our conchair. Right up after this in just 30 seconds. Ten, 9,
said no online sign. I was hoping for that, but oh well. And then shortly afterwards, then the concert and I mean, Sneak and Peek, I keep forgetting the name. Well, now it's like the numbers, like the attendance and the charity and all that. Kaiserina is the concert. The charity, by the way, is a place called, because you have my handy dandy cheat sheet with me. West End Neighborhood House charity.
The first to welcome you to the year 2026. Thank you guys so much for being here at New Year's Furry Ball. My name is Drain, I'm Director of AV, and I also help out with public safety. And thank you guys so much for making this the biggest, craziest NYFB yet. And now, for just a moment before we continue the music, don't you leave, don't anybody leave. I see you leaving, turn around and come back in here right now. I have a few very important words from our concho, and then we are going to turn this up real loud. Please put your hands together for Kaiserina!
Thank you all so much for being here. This has been a new era of NYFB, and I thank you all for just coming here and ringing in a brand new year. For you. First things first, our NYFB 2026 registration total. How many people we have registered? 972 of you came out here tonight. Thank you all so much. This is our largest con ever. And finally, I've gotten word from our charity lead. This year for West End Neighborhood, we have raised $4,594.62. Thank you all for your generosity. Please enjoy the night. Please party the night away. It's a brand new year. Let's make it a good one. DJ Stalkaz!
You're gonna have to forgive me, I literally just woke up from a nap. I also think the post-con crud is hitting really early, so. Yeah, just because I feel like it, bro, you better freaking turn up. I've been working on this set for a minute now. Holy shit, dude. Let's get this party started.
Alrighty. Picture of the band again. Oh yeah, so like of course as I left I grabbed my glass of champagne and downed the hatch. Really good. I'm not an avid drinker, but I always do that just for tradition's sake. Oh, there you go. There I am holding my champagne. Alright, so there we go. So there's obviously the group photo. And yeah, and the funny thing was, it was so hard to find me. I myself, it took a while. I had to really go through and to locate myself. Let me see. It's going to be even more challenging now. I'm wearing my fursuit head. So, yeah. So I got to zoom in. Actually, pardon me. Got to break the magic so I can actually see where I'm going. A lot of familiar faces. So, yeah, I'm going to zoom in to where I am. There I am. Yeah, you could barely see me, but there I am with the shades. Yeah. So shout out to Arid. You can't really see him, but there's the ears. So I stood next to him, and then here's Chevron the Wolf is there. This cool dragon guy. I don't know the name, but I stood behind him in the line for the photo shoot. And then there's Hyper Fox, common face. He's a AV staff editor for Philadelphia, and unfortunately I didn't see him the entire event for whatever reason. Lucario guy. I think I've seen him around a lot. There's Captain Steve front and center. This dragon guy, unfortunately I forget the name. I chatted with him a little bit. I remember running into him at an Anticon comment on the suit. Stalkaz is bothering me today for some reason. So anyway, see if I recognize anybody else. Let's see. Oh yeah, let's see. I thought it was someone I knew, but no. Yeah, it's a little tricky pointing everyone out. Oh yeah, the very back you see holding the save. This is well, they go by the name Douglas Muth. I'm not sure if they have like a persona name, but they have the Azrael's fursuit, you know, from Undertale. Yeah. Let's see. Anybody else I recognize? Normal. I may have seen you, and forgive me, I don't remember what you look like. I remember seeing your name. I remember hearing your name. It's likely I did see you. Just forgive me if I don't remember what you look like. I'm usually pretty good with names and faces, but unfortunately I can't get everyone. Yeah, are you in this picture, BC? Maybe I could zoom into you if you can give me give me hints. In the meantime, let me see if I can find anybody else. Yeah, it's funny because like all those people like I've seen out in the con space, I don't see in here anywhere, unless they're hiding real well. Yeah. A lot of cool suits though. Let's see. Yeah, I was just mentioning again how surprised how quickly they did the picture. Oh, there's lightning flash right there. You can tell they just saw with the LEDs. Yeah. I like Philadelphia. I was like brutal. Like this year wasn't too bad, but the previous year we like it stood for seemingly an eternity and it was very uncomfortable. Get the right shot. Is that the? No, I thought that was someone I knew. Oh, there's Avala, by the way, Avala the dragon. Oh, there's Tagon the other dragon. The two of them together there. Yeah. It's got like a Where's Waldo sort of thing here. All right, let me go back into horse mode. There we go. All right, moving on. All right, here's the final numbers. So Mega Mall is now closed. There were 972 shoppers, aka attendees, so just under the 1K mark at the food court, and they raised $4,594.62 for the charity raffle, or the charity, which is the West End Neighborhood Housing. So, yeah. Is that? Yep, I think that's the end of the pictures. Alrighty, so go ahead and enlarge it myself if it'll let me. Here we go. All right, so yeah, so it wasn't the best experience I've had. Probably last year was better, but a lot of factors going in. Like kind of the fact that I had to stay so long at work kind of set the mood, and yeah, and I'm not a huge fan of the venue. I like preferred the older places as in addition to a lot of people that did, but I still had a lot of fun. I always enjoy doing this every year, ringing in the new year with fellow furries, seeing all the familiar faces, getting all the hugs. Yes, hobnobbing, for lack of a better term. Oh yeah, I should probably tell you, like, yeah, so like before I get too far, I keep deviating for like the narrative. I want to talk about my experiences, but then I go to the footage and then I talk about my sentiments. So like I'm trying to stay chronologically in order. Oh yeah, so after New Year's, we're gonna have my champagne. Didn't stay up too much longer because Trip and I both wanted to hit the sack, relatively early, and I wanted to leave early because like was gonna go to family for New Year's meal. I do that every year. So went to bed, and of course, as my luck would have it, the room right across the hall from us was hosting a party, and so the whole entire time the door's open, and I hear loud talking like halfway through the night. So the sleep was very, very minimal. Just again, luck of the draw there, but you know, it is what it is. So then the following morning, got up bright and early. Oh, hey, Sophie. Yeah, so I got up bright and early. Didn't have too much to pack, thankfully, and then hit the road. And yeah, that's why I woke up to the surprise of snow in the ground. Was expecting to see that, but like the roads were all plowed and all that, so that was good. Yeah, so like I said before, overall, like it was fun, you know, seeing everyone again. Fun to hang out and do furry stuff. Like I said, kind of still miss the old venue. Thought it was more conducive. I mean, like there was positives with this venue, like the rooms are bigger and like and all that, but like the downside is like the actual party atmosphere, like the lobby space is somewhat limited. So we'll see what happens next year, and yeah. So that was New Year's Furry Ball 2026. Okay, you were at the event in 3/4 partial. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I don't remember what you look like. Forgive me if I didn't recognize you. I try to remember as many people as possible. Yeah. So, what were your thoughts on the con? Yeah, let me think if there's anything else I'm not remembering. Yeah, the elevators too were on the slower side. I mean, they're like I think there were like total of 5 floors. That I was on the 4th floor, so like, but like the elevators were on the slower side, and they're like kind of old-fashioned, old school stuff. Whereas like if you ever go to the West End, they have like the touch screen. You know, it's very different. Like the all the numbers are touch screen and all that. So yeah. Speaking of which, little teaser. Yes, I'll be going to Anthrocon again. This year I did get super sponsor, so good for that. And then a hotel block opens up this coming February, so I'm hoping to get back into the West End because this past year I wasn't able to get into West End because I was always sponsored. Long story, but it's always in the Wyndham Hotel. So it wasn't too far away, but it still had a Reliance shuttle, and the shuttle was relatively quick. So, but this year I'm hoping to get back into the West End, so we'll see how that goes. Sadly, you left at 6 to watch New Year's ball drive home. Oh, that's ironic because I got there like shortly after 6. Okay, yeah, that's how I got there. So, yeah. So as far as my schedule goes, so I'll planning to go to Furthermore. That's going to be held in Baltimore this year in March. Now I had to really watch my spending, so I'm gonna make a day trip out of that because it's relatively close by. Better than skipping it altogether. So that's coming up, and then I'm going to do FWA for the first time in May. So that's the reason for the abbreviated stay at Furthermore. So that'll be definitely a new adventure. Never been to Atlanta before, so uncharted territory for me. And then, like I said, I'll be doing Anthocon. That'll be July 4th weekend as usual. And then Philadelphia in August. I always like, of all the cons, it's probably always like my favorite one just because of like the close proximity and the I don't know how cheap, like the homey atmosphere. It's on the smaller side. It's growing every year, but it's on the smaller side, so it's not as physically or mentally draining. And you see like all the familiar faces, like a lot of faces here, I see there, and it's like the atmosphere. So that's always highly. And then I'll be doing, of course, New Year's Furry Ball again next year, so we'll do this all over again. I wish I met Sophie upstairs. Yeah, me too. Yeah, so yeah, like I don't know how when you joined the stream, but like I mentioned, I got there like after 6, unfortunately, because I put in I was at work, and then we were hoping to get out at 3 or so, but then the work kept coming in and just wouldn't relent. So then finally we got the nod to leave at 4:30. So next year I'm going to do everything within my power to request a day off so I can have as much time there as possible and not seem like rush. It seems like I was rushing most of the time. So yeah. You go to any other cons, Sophie? yeah, so we'll see what the rest of the year brings. Outside of the furry fandom, there's a lot of excitement happening because next month is going to be the Milano Cortina 2026 Olympics in Italy, the Winter Games. And so I'm a huge fan of the Olympics and specifically figure skating. So I'm really pumped for that. And it's looking up, hoping not to jinx anyone, but especially the U.S. is probably going to have the strongest team yet. There's a chance we could win 3 out of the 4, actually 4 out of the 5 possible gold medals because you can't leave out the team event. So like we have our team event, which U.S. is the defending champions after that whole fiasco with Russia and the dopey with Kamila Valieva. We'll go to the deep in the rapids, but all rapid hole, but all's well that ends well. So U.S. is favored to win the gold. It's going to be a battle between U.S. and Japan. The men's event, of course, Ilya Malinin is heavily favored to win. Although Yuma Kageyama or Shun Sato or maybe a dark horse like Mihail Shidorov might sneak in for that. But Ilya Malinin looks poised to take the men's title. The women's side is very promising. It could be either Lisa Liu of the U.S., Amber Glenn of the U.S., Kari Sakamoto of Japan. Now, people are saying like maybe a Delia Petrosian of Russia, but we'll see. She might be just because of Russia being forbidden from competing internationally for all this time. They don't have like the experience for international competition and might be rusty with that. So, yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. And then pairs is pretty much the only event the U.S. is not competitive in. Just still have the depth and. So that's going to be probably like the biggest wide open event. Like, and I don't really keep up to date with pairs. I know we have the Japanese team. I go by their nationalities because I don't remember any of their names. There's the Japanese team, there's the Germans, there's the Italians, the French team of Stellato, Dudek and Deschamps. I have the names, pardon me. So pairs is wide open for the title, and then ice dance, Massichok and Evan Bates of the U.S. are favorites going in to win the gold. Although there's that new team of the French team of Laurence Fourier-Baudry and Guillaume Cizeron of France. They're possibly in it. The Canadian team of Fabregas and Paul Poirier, they can win a medal. There's Lila Fiore, Lewis Gibson of Great Britain. They can sneak in for a medal. The Italian team of oh gosh. I can't remember everyone's name, but Charlene Guignard and Marco Fabri. There they are. So all that to say that the U.S. is going to come home with a lot of expected to come home with a lot of hardware, possibly as many as 4 gold medals. So go Team USA, best of luck. Also, of course, that's right on at the same time as the Super Bowl. So not a huge NFL fan, but since Philly's my local team, go Birds. Let's get another victory. So let's hope for that. And then let's see. Oh yeah, of course, the FIFA World Cup's coming up this summer. So of course, it's going to be joint hosted by the U.S., Canada, Mexico. So go Team USA. I know we're not the strongest team there is, but we're hoping for the best. Philly's actually going to be one of the venues of Lincoln Financial Field where the Eagles play. They're hosting a handful of group games, and then they're hosting one round of 16 match, ironically on July 4th. Of course, I'm going to be in Pittsburgh for Anthicon during that time. But so that'll be exciting to see how the FIFA World Cup pans out. And of course, last but not least, speaking of July 4th, it'll be the 250th anniversary of the United States Declaration of Independence, July 4th, 1776. Of course, and it's kind of funny how Philly is where it actually happened, Philadelphia Independence Hall, and that's where the World Cup game's going to be. So traffic might be a little precarious, but it's not my problem because I'm going to be at Pittsburgh. So, but yeah. So this year is pretty much action packed with stuff. Is there any more cons you're attending, especially Philadelphia 2026? Sophie will be there. Oh yeah, look forward. So I'll be at. Furthermore, just for today, I'll be at FWA in Atlanta. I will be at Intercon Pittsburgh. I will definitely be at Philadelphia and Philly, and then New Year's Furry Ball again. Location to be determined, unless it's already announced. But I don't think they determined that yet. So yeah, I'm trying to do more and more events, but also we gotta keep an eye on spending and be frugal with your money. So I wish I had more to work with, but I don't. Yep. Yeah, so how's the new year treating you guys so far? Any big plans coming up? Any resolutions? I myself don't make resolutions. Just, Now, some of you may know, some of you may not know. Like, starting August of well, not now 2 years ago because 2024. So August of 2024, I decided to start working out, take a better track of what I eat, just to lose weight. And so as of just a couple of days ago, in fact, New Year's Day, I weighed myself in, and I'm officially down 60 pounds. So it's really crazy, like hearing saying that, but yeah. So I was able to lose 60 pounds and counting. So speaking of, because the weight loss is probably the number one New Year's resolution that people make, but I did it. I started in August, so yeah. That's probably like my biggest change recently. Yes, in case you couldn't tell, I'm a big fan of figure skating. I don't know why. I immediately fell in love with it. I just love watching it. I guess maybe it's the like artistic aspect of it, being being a musical person. Like I play the oboe and all that. Same deal with with dance comps and all. Like all the different cons, they have the dance comps. It's just something. I guess it's just the dance, the artistry that just pulls me in, and yeah. Max says pretty good. Mine is to ignore some people when I'm at work. They're causing problems. Yeah, that's a good thing. Fortunately, by work, the people that cause problems you can't ignore. Just, it's not so much them. It's just like, when situations arise, and then, you have to deal with escalations, and you have to problem solve, and it just, after a while, it just drains you, and you get weary, and just, we've been consistently understaffed and stretched thin, and we're going under restructuring, so it's high stress mode for a sustained period of time, and it needs to slow down, and we need to catch a breather, so hopefully that'll happen. I'm actually a lot of food and I almost fell into a coma. Yeah. For New Year's dinner, I always have pork and sauerkraut. It's a family tradition. I'm not sure if it's like a Pennsylvania Dutch thing or whatever, but that's what we have every year. Yeah. Oh, you've uploaded more photos soon. Okay. Yeah, and I'll keep my eye open for when they're going to upload all the photo shoot pictures from the Ears Portrait Studio. It's ironic because I know I'm going to go back to the Milan Cortina games. So, of course, 20 years ago, the Winter Olympics held in Torino, aka Turin. I like to say Torino better, the actual Italian name. Yeah, I can't believe that was 20 years ago. And that was the last time that the U.S. woman won the medal. Sasha Cohen of the U.S. won the silver behind Shizuka Arakawa of Japan, and then Irina Slutskaya of Russia won the bronze. And like 20 years later, it's coming back to Italy. So, yeah, can't believe it seems like just yesterday, right? Yeah, and that's also the last year that the U.S. woman won the world title, because then a month later in Calgary, it was the World Championships, and Kimi Meiser of the U.S. won the gold at the Worlds then. And then this past season, Alyssa Liu of the U.S. won the gold at the Worlds in Boston. So that was 19 years. Yeah. So it's been a while, but it's looking really promising. Yeah, and ironically, like the Cortina, which is up in the Italian Alps, that'll be like all like the skiing and like the snowboarding, like all the snow events, whereas Milan's were down lower. That'll be all like all the ice events and all that. And Cortina actually hosted the 1956 Winter Olympics. I was not around, obviously, but yeah, that was the year that Hazel and Jenkins of the U.S. won the gold in men's skating, and Tenley Albright of the U.S. won the women's gold. Yeah, the first time the American woman won the Olympic gold medal, Tenley Albright. And then let's see, in 1956, who won the pairs? Because that was before. Yeah, that was before the Proto Popovs. I think it was the Austrian team. I can't remember the names. Because Barbara Wagner and Robert Paul won in Canada in 1960 Squaw Valley, U.S. And then from 64 onwards, it was all the Soviet/Russian teams. Yeah. Right now at work, going to get going to see Oh yeah, yeah. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, and again, happy New Year to you. Hope it goes well, and yeah. Let's see. Yeah, ice dance did it start being competed at the Olympics of 1976 in Innsbruck, Austria. Speaking of Austria, yeah. And then 2014 Sochi was the first year that the Olympics had the team event. I'm glad they did that because it kind of mirrors with gymnastics. Of course, in gymnastics you have your team event, then you have your individual all around, and then you have all the different separate apparatus finals. So yeah, I'm glad they did the team event. You know, the way the team events, I think there's like 8 teams in total, and so and you do all 4 disciplines: men's singles, women's singles, ice dance, and pairs. And so so each team gets one competitor, and you're able to swap two different. They're able to swap 2 different times. So like, for instance, like one skater might do a short program, and then he could switch and have another team member do the free skate, and then or like same deal with like so they have like like one men's, one woman, and then you have pairs and ice dance team, and like I said, you could switch 2 times. So, yeah, so you do all the short programs, and then their placements determine how many points you get, and then of course, and then for the free skate, they take the top 4 teams, and then they battle out for the medals, and then of course the team with the most points wins. So that's how the team event works. So it's different, kind of different, because like for instance in gymnastics, the team event is basically just a cumulative of all the scores, like the team with the highest total. Whereas in skating, it's their placement determines the points, not the actual individual scores themselves. Yeah. Here's hoping we'll have another Kamila Valieva fiasco drama like we did in Beijing. That was pardon me for editorializing, but like yeah, what happened was bad enough, and then like the reaction and response was even worse. That it just got dragged out way too long. It got way too bureaucratic, but like I said, all is well that ends well. After 2 years, finally in the Paris 2024 Summer Games, Team USA and Japan finally got their medals. Yeah. So, yeah, ridiculous. Can't believe I slept like a drunken zombie. Yeah. Yeah, switching. I know I talk a lot about sports because I don't have anything else to talk about. Yeah, so like hopefully the Eagles will return to the Super Bowl. Also hoping that we get a Steelers in there as well. That would be awesome to have an all Pennsylvania Super Bowl, like Eagles versus Steelers. So that's yet to happen. So. And like the Steelers, like the second most winningest team after the Patriots. Like they both have the same number of titles. I forget exactly how many, but the Patriots have more appearances, so that's what the tiebreak is. But like they haven't been that strong as of late, but they still have a chance of getting into the playoffs. Eagles are already into the playoffs, so they already clinched their spot. So we'll see. The worst case scenario, at least the Chiefs are completely eliminated, so at least there's that. Yeah. Yeah, New Year's Day, I always will enjoy watching the Tournament of Roses Parade, which is held in Pasadena, California. It's always a highlight every year. Yeah, like they have like the floats and like the floats are all covered in organic material like seeds and flowers and all that sort of thing. And it's really cool designs, and then they have like the horse troops and all that, and wagons, and it's a different atmosphere than of course New York's Macy's Thanksgiving Parade with the balloons and all that, the floats. Alrighty, I think gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Yeah, keep it short and sweet. So again, enjoyed my time there. Could have been better, could have been worse, but next year I'm gonna take matters in my own hands. Like I said, I'm gonna put in for time off, and hopefully I'll get approved, and so I can spend as much time as possible. But in any event, thanks to everyone for watching, and wish everyone a happy rest of the year. And yeah. And then you'll see me releasing content throughout. Like, again, no regular schedule. Just release stuff throughout, most of which will be con oriented. So until then, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. This is Stalkaz. See ya.